Hey, what's up, people? This is Ike Love. I'm creator and author of the blog, The Viable Alternative, which is an inspirational blog where I share the wisdom and insights gained along my path of becoming a greater, stronger version of myself. And if you want to read more on the blog, you can click under the window here where it says description. Click on description, and you'll see the link to www.theviablealternative.com. Now, before I say what I'm going to talk about today, I want to ask a brief question. You know those people, have you ever been sitting in a room, you know those people that they just enter the room and they immediately just have like this powerful presence about them? Like their presence invokes a feeling of either fear or awe or respect or admiration. And you see this thing, it's kind of, you cannot explain what this person has. And this person may not even be that good looking, but it's just that their presence, they have this powerful presence about them. And you want to be around that person because you want to get what they have. You can't put your finger on what they have, but they have something and you want to be around it to get it. And you want to be around to get it. And even, like I said, it may be a good or bad kind of power, but they just have some type of thing that grabs your attention when they enter the room, like they turn heads. Like, what is that? How do you get it? Well, the funny thing is that, first of all, like, I know many of us want to be perceived that way in power, but the ironic thing is that if you want to be perceived as powerful, you have to not seek being perceived as powerful. Most people put the cart before the horse, and they think that they go around trying to look powerful in front of other people, so that other people can perceive them as powerful, so that they then now can have the perceived permission to be powerful. But that's not how it works. And now, if you've been a piece of work like me in my past, and you see other people, you want people to perceive you're powerful, but you go around the wrong way. You puff your chest, and you try and talk loud. You may put other people down, or insult people, or you may just try and act in a way that is perceived as being powerful. And this just that obviously does not work, because you're doing that again. You're doing exactly that because you're not powerful. You're not experiencing yourself powerful, and therefore you're hoping that other people perceiving you powerful will give you the permission to be powerful. And that's just not how it works. Being powerful is basically is derived by experiencing yourself as a powerful person. And like I said, once you experience yourself as a powerful person, you already know it, and you don't need other people's permission to say you're powerful. And so, because you already know it. And like, again, to have that presence of powerful, you cannot be seeking it. You cannot be seeking it at all. You have to go on an internal journey and on your own personal path to cultivate it in your own life. And so how do we cultivate this feeling or this power within ourselves? How do we experience ourselves powerful? Well, one way is knowing what your values are. And values meaning what's important to you in life. Finding out, what's important to you in life, prioritizing them. And I'll just give you an arbitrary example. Your 5 values could be God, family, money, relationships, and personal growth. That's just how you prioritize things, and you basically live your life and you make your decisions based on the hierarchy of these values you have. Now, where now you comes to experience yourself powerful with these things is actually carrying them out on a day in, day out consistent basis, even when it's not easy, even when it's not popular. Like, let's take, for instance, now people who do things that are not popular. We all see in the common media the mass media, Colin Kaepernick, who basically protested the treatment of black people by cops by going on one knee when the national anthem is played. Now, this probably could have cost him his career and a fat paycheck, and also obviously cost him the ire of the public, but the guy didn't care. The guy did it anyway because this is what was important to him. And by doing that, doing something that's very uncomfortable and very unpopular, that will get him not liked, and also get him probably exiled from the field of his dreams, the NFL. He didn't care, he did it anyway. That's something powerful. You now can look yourself in the mirror every day and see yourself as a powerful person because you made an uncomfortable decision. You have to dig within and tap into your intestinal fortitude to actually make a decision and carry out a decision like this. That's experience yourself powerful. Experience yourself powerful or sticking by your vows also is additionally, just say now you had a chance to land, just say you're an actor, to land an important role in a movie, a huge role that will basically be your big break, or you had to opportunity to get a big raise in a job or a big promotion. But what you had to do to get this position or get this this breakthrough was going to be in violation of your integrity. Maybe it involved stepping on someone or backstabbing somebody or just doing something that you didn't believe in doing, and so you chose not to do it. As difficult decision as was, and as much as you wanted, you realize that ultimately, at the end of the day, the main person you have to live with is you, so you refuse to do it. That's something powerful. That's experience yourself in a powerful way, right? And so, like I said, yeah, you do these uncomfortable things that require some type of power and, willpower and power. You get to experience yourself powerful. Also, is also, when you set boundaries. A lot of people are perceived as weak is because they have no boundaries, or they have weak boundaries. A lot of people step on them all the time, or step over them, or violate them with no consequences. But those people with strong values, they basically communicate to other people how they want to be treated. And if you now cross those boundaries, or they communicate what they will and will not put up with, and when you cross those boundaries, there are consequences. There are people now, you may have a strong friendship or a long-time friendship with a friend who just doesn't respect you, so you cut that person off because that person violates your boundaries. Or maybe you're in a relationship with a woman or a man that you love dearly, but this person now clearly violated your boundaries. And you knew, even though as much as you love this person, that tantamount or the most important thing was your self-respect. So therefore you end the relationship, you cut that person off. As hard as it was, as difficult as it was. That's boundaries. That makes you perceived as powerful because you perceive yourself as powerful. To illustrate, I have a friend who, very good friend of mine, and I consider him one of my friends because he basically, his integrity keeps me to iron sharpens iron, basically. His integrity makes me want to be in integrity with myself. And this guy is very disciplined. He has really, he's confident. He's going after his dreams. And he also has very strong boundaries that he will not put up with people stepping over. Now, it's funny that women, when they date him, they tell him, I feel like I walk on eggshells around you because, I feel like if I'm going to step over the line or anything like that, you're going to cut me off. And he's like, well, yeah, because he has strong boundaries. Now, knowing him personally, I think he takes it sometimes a little too far, maybe a little too cold. But point of the matter is that he directly communicates through his life and what he has not put up in the past, what he has done and decisions he's made. He knows who he is. He knows what his boundaries are because he's exercised it before. He has gone after his goals and his dreams, which I'm going to get to the next point, and therefore it's communicated across that to the woman without him having to say it, and she clearly sees them with he gives those non-verbal communications that communicates that. So anyway, which I kind of should have set an example after, but experience yourself powerful again, and I've said this in the past videos, honoring yourself when you have goals, dreams, desires, and you go after them. You go after your goals and dreams. You go after the life you really want to live and that speaks to your heart. You pursue your goals and everything like that. And what is involved when pursuing these goals and dreams and desires is you consistently stepping out of your comfort zone. You stepping out of your comfort zone to experience yourself in a way that you haven't experienced yourself before. Basically to now discover more of your power that's laid and discovered outside of your comfort zone. Also, it's doing things that you normally will not do, that would take discipline. Maybe you have to not be around certain people. Maybe you have to give up certain foods or certain activities that you like doing. Maybe you'll be involved having just more discipline in your life. Whatever it may be to achieve this goal, you have to now exercise this in a consistent basis in order to achieve these goals and dreams. And done consistently now, you experience yourself in a powerful way. You experience your power. You experience yourself stepping out and going after your dreams and doing stuff and reaching into your intestinal fortitude to actually carry this out and become the person to achieve your dreams. This is the power that you give across. It's kind of like funny when I am going or doing a project of mine, which takes a lot out of my life, and I'm so focused. It's so funny, like when I'm just walking the streets, how many people I see staring, just looking, staring, and I don't really care because, I'm focused on my goal. Now my challenge in life is being more consistent with that. But when I'm pursuing a really all-encompassing project and everything like that, I just notice people respond to me differently. They treat me differently, and it's because I guess I'm experiencing myself in a more powerful way. I'm in my power, and so all this combines when things that you do in your private life to experience yourself as a powerful way will be communicated in the public when you're doing stuff, interacting with people, and the proverbial stepping into a room where people notice your attention. You already know you're powerful. You already experience yourself as powerful. You are powerful, so you be powerful. You know what I mean? You are powerful in your life, so you be powerful. You experience yourself already, so now you exude it across to others. It's like when I talk to people who have taken some type of self-defense, whether it's Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or MMA or any type of effective self-defense, and they've done it over a number of years and they've gotten pretty good at it or proficient with it. And I always ask them, because I'm always curious. I'm like, so have you been in any fights since you learned this? Like, what's it been like? Has anybody come and stepped to you? And they actually tell me, you know what? I've gotten more fights before I knew how to fight than after I knew how to fight. And it's because when you're doing some type of self-defense and you get to really study it and you get to see its effectiveness and its evilness, and you get to see yourself when you spar or, you may compete, and you get to see the damage you can do, you already experience yourself now using a powerful tool and seeing what you can do. You choke someone out, and they tap out, you put someone in a submission hold, or you may knock someone out. You've experienced yourself powerful already. You experience yourself doing something powerful. So you tend to have now a respect for this fighting style that you have, this skill. You have a respect for it. And so you use it accordingly. And you're not necessarily now the type of guy to puff your chest out when you go out now, because you kind of don't need to do that. You already know within yourself through the countless experiences you have that you have an effective fighting style that you know how to use proficiently. And so now people pick up on that and they don't mess with you. They say that communication is 90% nonverbal or 87% or whatever. So now, because you already know yourself to have this lethal fighting style, people pick up on it and they don't mess with you. They kind of like look at you with this quiet confidence you have, and they just don't bother you. Whereas before, now you see those people who are just always trying to be tough and break people's balls and be a ball buster and stuff like that. They're doing that because of a deep insecurity. They have inadequacy about them being able to defend themselves, or a self-image problem, and it goes across and them have to prove themselves constantly. But when you have an effective fighting style that has been proven and its efficacy has been proven with you and your ability to use it, you don't need to really, you just know it already. You know that you know it. Just like I'm sitting in this chair now, I know it's there, and I don't have to yell about me sitting in the chair. I'm sitting in the chair. I remember listening to this podcast with this guy, Tucker Max. He was the guy that wrote that book, the bestseller, I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. And interesting enough, he's gone through a very interesting transformation through psychoanalysis. And so he did a podcast 2 years ago called The Mating Grounds with this other evolutionary psychologist. His name is Jeffrey Miller. And he trains in this MMA gym in Austin, Texas. And he said in this MMA gym, he's met the guy, former UFC heavyweight champion Randy Couture. Randy Couture was a guy, I think he beat, the first guy to beat or to dethrone, Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz was a UFC champion for a while. He was one that made it popular with his image, but I think Randy Couture was the one who beat him. I have to check, but I think it is. And he said that being around this guy, Randy Couture, there was just a certain sense of like calmness and peace and just power around this guy. He was the nicest, kindest guy, but he just felt like comfortable and safe around this guy. This guy had everything under control. And why? Because Randy Couture was a former UFC champion. He's been in the octagon where he's knocked people out, where he's submitted people. And obviously before that, he's had years of training. So, this guy's already experienced himself with a powerful fighting style. He knows he has the skill. He knows that he has it. So therefore now, with that calmness and confidence, it's exuded as powerful. It's him experiencing himself in a powerful way. It's the same thing when you're around people who've done the special forces in the military, Navy SEAL or Rangers or the 82nd Airborne and stuff like that. They've gone through grueling grueling, I don't know, trial initiation, what do you call it, to become a Navy SEAL or any of these special forces. So they know their power. They've been through the thick of thin. They've been through the hell, and they saw themselves experience the experiences are powerful. So it gets communicated across. Again, it's the same thing as with people. You've been through a harrowing situation, through some disease or through some trial or tribulation, and you came out alive. You conquered, you beat it. You saw yourself in the ugliest, deepest depths of despair. You conquered that. You realized, even as you got rock bottom, that after rock bottom, you're still alive. You saw the bottom, and you saw yourself that you actually didn't die. And once you didn't die, it was kind of like a rebirth of seeing yourself in a different way, seeing yourself with how powerful you really are. And again, this experience and what people have and what people go through is what gets communicated to other people when they enter in a room. It's I remember I was talking with a friend it was like 2 years ago, and we were talking about breakups, and that the wrong thing to do in a breakup is to go after the person, calling them crying and calling them 50 times a day and sending 300,000 text messages for them to take you back. That the best thing to do is to really just walk away. And the most effective thing to do is walk away. And if you truly had an effect in that person's life, it will miss you and maybe eventually reach out to you. And but he said something very interesting. He's like, yo, because I was going through something and I was walking away and not reaching out to the person. And he said to me, even if that person, just say that the person, went their way or didn't work out, and you never called that person back to get back with them, and they never called you back. Even if that doesn't happen, one of those people who enter in those rooms and you can notice their presence, they're powerful, it's because of these decisions they made. Even if it didn't work out, these decisions they made in the private of what to stick to is what gets communicated across when you enter a room. You can't get it in a book. You can't get it in a seminar. You can't get it by saying 30,000 affirmations. You get about it through experiencing yourself in a powerful way. So if you want to become powerful, it's not about trying to puff your chest out or curse people out or insult people or abuse people. That's not the way to get power or true power. I'm going to get to the other dark side of power, but that's not the way to get true power. The way to get true power is to experience yourself powerful, see yourself powerful, know yourself to be powerful through your personal experience, and that gets over a consistent basis, that gets communicated across to other people. Now, I know there are despots, leaders around the world. I mean, we can go in the past, Saddam Hussein, Idi Amin, the leader of Uganda, who killed thousands of people like Papa Doc in Haiti, people like Milosevic, even probably people like Stalin. I'm sure if you entered a room, they'll definitely would have seen powerful, but their power comes from a different place. Their power comes from the fact they've seen themselves powerful and killed tons of people. Power comes from the fact that they have power in their hands. They know they have the power of life and death with people's lives, or the power to throw people in prison, or the power to destroy families. They know they're in a position of power. So of course they experience themselves powerful, and therefore they exude that power. But these people incite a type of fear. These people incite a type of fear because, again, of what they're capable of. These people also don't come from a very psychologically healthy place. They have a lot of wounds and trauma within them. And that obviously, no healthy person is going to kill millions of people. I'm sorry. So these people having to kill thousands of millions of people obviously have issues inside. So therefore, they do exude power, but it doesn't come from a healthy place. Now, if you want that in your life, more power to you, but obviously these people are not happy. The true type of power, where it comes from a good place, where you uplift people in a good way instead of inciting fear of people, is experience yourself in a powerful way. And that comes also by getting your value internally, not externally. Saying you're valuable just because you're valuable, not because people perceive you as powerful, not because you have 20,000 girlfriends, not because you have $3 million in the bank, not because you have the finest cars or mansions, not because you the head of a company, not because of any external thing, but your security comes from the fact that you just are. You're centered, you're grounded, you're valuable just because you are you, and that obviously gives you a sense of power. You connect to your power. You connect to your core. Your core is your power. You're connected to that, and therefore you experience yourself in a powerful way. And again, that translates to others seeing you powerful externally. Now, I want to tell another story And it's a very teachable story, but I just don't want this to go longer than it is, so I'm not going to tell a story. I wish I could, but I got to keep this on a certain time. But I hope all this helps you understanding how to have a powerful presence, how to exude power. Again, it's those decisions you make privately in your life. It's often said that personality is who you are in front of others, and character is who you are to yourself. Personality is who you show to others, and personality is who you show to others, and character is who you show to yourself when no one is watching. Who you are when no one is watching, and personality is who you are when people are watching. So you build that character, those decisions you make, those tough decisions you make in pursuing a goal or dream, in keeping you with integrity, in setting boundaries for yourself. That all will help and translate to you experience yourself in a powerful way. So get out there. Go on your personal path and cultivate that personal power. And again, once you have it, you're not going to care about other people seeing you as powerful, because you know to be powerful. And ironically, that's when people see you as powerful. So I hope all this helps. Take care. God bless. If you want to read more on my site, again, go to www.theviablealternative.com. You can also follow me on Twitter, TheViableAlt. Take care. God bless, and peace.